You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, Bill Blair resigns from Parliament to become High Commissioner to the UK. Blair should be well suited to the job, as duties will include meeting with dignitaries, attending events, and beating the shit out of protesters. Stephen Harper celebrates the 20th anniversary of becoming PM by watching one of those movies and TV shows he loves so much. And the Montreal Canadiens asked their players not to leave the hotel while they were in Minnesota to play the Wild. Unfortunately, they forgot to give the same warning to mascot Yuppie, who is currently in an El Salvadorian prison camp. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you are tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Gornfield. Joining me this week are three of our regular panelists, all of whom had a great time at the Conservative Party Leadership Review this past weekend. Clare Blackwood, Ian MacIntyre, and MacKay. Welcome, all three of you. And welcome back, I should say, from Calgary.
Oh, thank you. What a wonderful time.
Yeah, no,
Pierre
totally worth the $1,000 I spent.
Oh, yeah. The salad was great.
Yeah, Calgary in winter famously has great fresh vegetables. It's kind of it's their thing.
Yeah, exactly.
As we all know, look, I mean, it's no Edmonton in winter like we experienced a week ago, but...
Shout out to Edmonton!
My limbs are still frozen.
Hey, they didn't get a snowfall like here, so they did better than us.
Yep.
And for anyone who was wondering about our travel saga, we just gave up on the flight we had booked that kept getting canceled and booked a different flight with Flair, who, other than completely screwing me over on the bag situation and charging me $100 to have a carry-on bag, did get us home. So I'll give him that.
That was a tense situation at 7 a.m.
I thought you were going to punch someone.
Yes.
I did not get warned. Other people got an official warning of if you say anything else to the people, you're getting thrown off the plane. I was not one of them.
Yeah, they were like moving through the plane, like tapping people on the shoulders and being like, the baggage handler told me what you said to me. Like real secret police style.
Yeah. We know what you did. A34. But yeah, so yes, I just politely and calmly told the baggage handler that their job was a scam, which I think is fine. Sorry, he's not the baggage handler. He's the person at Flair who just checks your bags. Yeah. Baggage handlers are great. The people at Flair who just check your bags to make sure that they can charge you $100 to have a carry-on bag.
Which is the business model of the airline, as I understand.
Yes, it's good that you turned to the innocent man doing his job and told him that his life was a scam. That was good.
I told him his job was a scam. I said nothing about his life. He might be a wonderful person in real life.
And he's never been told before.
Yes. Again, politely and without swearing, I did not get a warning. You can't touch me, Flair.
Flair CEO is like,
Regular listener, Patreon member.
Yeah. Well, as I know about budget airlines in Canada, I'm sure Flair will last the test of time. We can all be assured of that. And they definitely, if someone's listening to this in like 2032, they won't be like, what? Anyways, let's talk about the leadership review. Pierre Poilievre has survived and arguably even thrived at his leadership review. He, similar to the by-election win where there was a bunch of like, ooh, how's he going to do? How's he going to do? He won handedly, clearing 87% of the voting members. Worth noting that this was only in-person people could vote. It was in Alberta at the same time as the Ontario PC convention, which meant all the more moderate people might have been back home in Ontario voting in the provincial party. Leaving that aside.
It cost $1,000 to go to.
Yeah, that too.
You had to do that weird pledge to be allowed to go in.
There was blood involved. Yep.
Yeah, leaving all that aside, were you surprised how well Poilievre did?
No, conservatives love losing. Why would they not want to lose more? That makes total sense with me. You want the obvious loser to continue to lose for your party? Great, that makes sense.
He's the losingest loser.
He's the biggest loser, possibly. I'm not surprised at all. Who could be? Who could be surprised?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was a tiny bit surprised, I will say. And if members of his party hadn't been crossing the floor like chickens crossing the road recently, I think I would not have been surprised. But I thought maybe, just maybe, they were able to have the foresight, to look and go, wow, a lot of people are crossing to the Liberals because they obviously don't like his policies. Perhaps, mayhaps, we should make a change.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's on me.
Am I surprised when a 5-year-old hits some of the pins at bumper bowling? I am not surprised at that. The whole thing was engineered for him to sail through without a challenge. Like the riding he ran in last year.
Yes, and they even changed the way it was going to work. Instead of doing a should we have a leadership review like election, the question was last minute changed to should Pierre Poilievre stay on as leader. So it was much more directly like if you like Pierre, you have to vote yes.
Do you like Pierre? Y or N?
Yeah.
No, maybe.
Yeah, not even a maybe option.
Yeah,
No,
it was like
no.
I choose Pierre. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you fold it into one of those little, what are they, dream catcher thing? Or like the
Cootie catcher,
the cootie
baby.
catchers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Pierre's going to marry Britney Spears.
But live in a shack.
Britney Spears is still the relevant reference, right?
Yeah.
For who everyone wants to marry. That's
totally.
definitely not completely what I was a kid. Yes. So the thing about that I just want to say to that was that to me it was a great distillation of there is the media conservative class and then there's the actual conservative party. And the media conservative class, the people who go on CBC, CTV, whatever, pontificate, have podcasts, your Corey with a K's, et cetera, et cetera. I will never learn how to pronounce his last name. Those guys are not reflective of the conservative base. Pierre Poilievre is the conservative base. He stands for exactly what they stand for. And just like with Trump, so much of the media class of conservatives have been trying to draw some kind of daylight between Poilievre and the conservative party. And there just isn't any. No. They love everything he stands for. They love the apple munching. They love the owning the libs. They
hate
love it all.
apples.
Yeah, they hate apples. They love seeing them destroyed on camera. They hate everything that we find cringe and the reason we think this guy can never win a general election, they love. And it's been several years now of delusion to think that there was anything other than pure harmony with this guy. He's like, to me, he's like in like a sports movie where it's like the small town guy makes the big leagues, and everyone in the small town is like, when you play, we play with, like we're all one, and it's like that, but angry conservatives being like, he's me and I'm him, and that's how we see it.
And we're gonna lose forever.
Yeah, but the credits will roll when he just starts to play the game. We don't need to see how it ended.
Yeah.
It's like Rocky. It's like he went the distance and lost to Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Mark Carney beat him up in an alley.
Yeah, it's like Rocky 5.
That's the only
No
one
one
I haven't
wanted
seen.
this. You don't need to.
Oh, okay.
As Claire just indicated, it ends not in an actual boxing match, but just with an alley fight that is not fun to watch.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Jagmeet Singh comes back into politics purely to referee.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau's Polly. We all get the references. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Can I say something crazy?
of course,
Always.
that's your job.
That is my
right.
job. That's true.
Okay, we missed you.
I feel like if you told me, like, if you vote for Pierre Poilievre, he'll eat an apple out of your hand like a horse. I might consider it. I'm not above that. I'm sorry.
That's if you paid $2,000 to go to the convention.
I paid $2,000 to go to the convention, and Pierre ate an apple out of my hand like a horse. He might have my vote.
He'd have to say nay the whole time.
That's true.
Like, he'd have to commit to the
True.
bit.
Yeah. Or at least have those like horse shoes that they use in like
Yeah.
theater productions.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be. I
So
might.
so this is how we announce a new Patreon tier, where for a certain amount of month they can eat an apple out of your hand.
No, yes. No, that's right.
No, I'm not making you
I'm
eat
not
the
eating
apple.
the apple.
No.
You guys can't afford my apple rates, but for a certain price, I will. You can eat an apple out of my hand. That's
Yes.
fine. Throw it on the. I'll do it. Throw it on the Patreon. Whatever it costs, baby. I'm for sale.
You're such a trooper.
Yeah, no. Wow, thanks for taking one for the team,
No
right?
problem. No problem, Apple freaks.
You're gonna need
welcome.
security, man.
Specifically
There are a lot of
in
weird
orchards.
people on the internet, yeah.
Orchards and grocery stores. I need to bring the heat for sure.
I already forgot what we were talking about.
I
Something
only
to do with
diamond is
politics.
only for apple orchards.
So Poilievre survives.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
bringing it
okay,
back.
yeah,
It's
wow.
my job. Megan says something crazy. We riff on it for 2 minutes. I make it weird with the apple eating, and then I bring it back. That's what I do.
Yeah. It's a cycle.
Yeah, this is the cycle of the Mutant Podcast. So the narrative that came out of this, other than undeniably he exceeded expectations with his percentage of the vote, was the speech he gave afterwards, and the media immediately jumped on it as this is a big change to Pierre's approach. This is the start of the Poilievre comeback. He's a different person now. I'm not sure if you guys watched the whole speech or what, but did it seem that way to you listening to that speech or hearing what he said?
Go ahead.
I truly think that if like Poilievre tries to change, we'll know it because the old Poilievre is going to be pushing through his skin like Vincent D'Onofrio and Men in Black.
Tax for tax.
I think every woman has heard one of their friends say, "No, he's different now," and we all know how that's turned out.
yeah.
So it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to know what media are saying that he changed, because most people that I saw talking about the speech were like, brother was playing the hits. He sounded like, he was just saying like all the same stuff. It sounded like he was giving a speech from 2024.
I mean, there was a bit of, I didn't watch the whole thing, but there was a bit of like, Canada is a great place as opposed to Canada as a hellscape and broken and awful all because of Justin Trudeau. So there was I think the biggest thing, they were like, wow, he smiled.
Yeah, it was his, and there were like every editorial major newspaper was like, Poilievre comes across far more hopeful and optimistic and less angry and yelly and not yelly, but angry and constantly negative and everything. So it was like, it was when he talked to his family, which was a very sweet moment, and it was the fact that he was, his organizing principle was around hope as opposed to Canada is broken and everything.
The commentary I heard was, because I do listen to Corey with a K's podcast. Spoiler, he's the worst. They were just talking about how like he refused to mention Trump at all.
Well, that's where we're coming to, but
Like, wouldn't even acknowledge it. Like, but it was very much the kind of speech he was giving this time last year, with I guess less scowling, like you guys are saying for sure. But I don't know. No change from where I can see.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, I think the media is very desperate. Like the natural narrative arc at this point is, okay, he was supposed to win. He didn't. He's down. He lost his own seat. He's being kicked. This guy's, this is like everything, all the forces conspired against him. Here's where the hero, the protagonist, rises from the ashes, and by actually changing himself rather than just waiting for the world to change around. Like that is the classic narrative arc that the media is desperate to see unfurl. But I agree that listening to the actual speech as opposed to the media narrative of the speech, it was a playing the hits kind of speech. That again, the only differences were smiling more, talking about his family a little bit more, which was very sweet, and having less just like Canada sucks, Canada's terrible, and a little bit more like here's what we hope for out of this. But at the same time, completely talked endlessly about what a horrible Prime Minister Carney was blamed immigrants a ton, did all the things that we're used to from Poilievre, but just with a slightly more upbeat tone.
You smile through it.
Yeah,
Sure.
It's kind of the difference, I guess, between back in the '60s or the 1960 election, where it's like people listened to the radio thought Nixon won, and people who watched the TV thought Kennedy won because Nixon was sweating and was scowling the whole time. And it's if you watch the actual speech, it comes across a lot more positive than if you just read the quotes, because he is trying to affect a warm margin. I think it was the Calgary Herald that said in the editorial he did well, although it was clearly painful for him in the sense of the smiling was clearly hard for him on his face.
Sure.
It's like in Addams Family Values when Wednesday forces a smile and all the kids are screaming.
Yeah, but let's talk about the fact that, as you just alluded to, Ian, he did not mention Trump. He didn't say Trump's name at once. He talked about being unified as Canadians in the face of aggression and other things, and mentioned the United States in that context. But at no point did he say we need to unite against Trump. We need to stand against Trump's tariffs, Trump's threats on our sovereignty, et cetera, et cetera. And I got to assume that the reason he did that is because as much as he's trying to pivot, right? He's already got his leadership review passed, so now he needs to pivot from the people in the room to the people at home. He still doesn't want the reaction of the people in the room to be negative, and the people in that room like Trump overwhelmingly, because again, that's the conservative base. And so I assume he just did it so he didn't, in addition to the fact that he agrees with them, I assume he was just terrified of getting booed and did not want that to be a story that, although that would be great for him, I think, even though it would suck in the moment, if there was a story about Poilievre in the middle of a triumphant speech, winning the leadership vote, stood up against the people in the room and said, we need to unite against Trump, that would be great for him with the general population, but he didn't want it.
Yeah, I don't know the lower humiliation of he's fucking a loser who's lost everything, and then the next time he runs for election, he doesn't even have his base anymore, is that's hard, right?
Yeah.
I don't see him in any reality taking any sort of courageous stance for any purpose, but certainly not anything that might embarrass him. No. I don't know that would happen, except for the Apple thing. He might do that for one vote. That's pretty big for him right now. He doesn't have a lot of them.
Get that hand ready, baby.
I'll use sanitizer. It'll be nice.
Yeah, because to me that'll be the big change. Like, forget about the smiling and you know, not being quite so combative in the House of Commons and stuff. Like, that will be the Poilievre is actually a changed person moment if he's like actually talks about Trump the way he talks about everyone else he doesn't like. If it wasn't like, you know, he's not a good poker player. It is very clear who he likes and who he dislikes and what cards he's holding. And if he ever shows a tenth of the disdain he shows for Canadians on the left that he shows for the guy threatening to take us over and calling our leader governor, that will be the clear indication of an actual change. I'm not holding my breath for it.
No, not at all.
Let's say he does change a little bit with the hope and the energy and the smiling.
He's the new Obama.
X, the tax.
I'm so sorry. It took me a second to realize you were doing an Obama impression.
I was just doing the
William
pause.
Shatner.
It was good. Yeah.
Do you think he can, you know, avoid reverting to his old ways, or do you think he's a given time he will always go back?
Sure, why not? Let's pretend. We're doing makeup pretend time now.
Oh,
Why
that's so
not?
hopeful. I love that. Who are you, Poilievre?
I'm smiling, see?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no. That's my answer.
The question could be answered yes or no, and you guys have chosen to treat it as such. Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I don't foresee any ability for him. He's waiting for Mark Carney to make a huge error and then capitalize on it. That's the only play he's got at this point, and he'll wait that out because he knows he has cemented the fact that the Conservatives have no options other than him right now. He has made sure to kill all the young in the nest. Like, there's no one coming up behind him at all that could present a credible threat to him. So he's got a lock on the place for as long as he wants it. And he will hang on far too long, I guarantee. Whether he wins or loses, we're not getting rid of him for a decade.
You think he tries to hang on if he loses another election?
Yes, absolutely.
Him?
Wow.
Yes. I don't
That would
think
be-
I don't know if they'll keep him, but I think he will.
He will try to, for sure.
That would be unheard of, to lose 2 elections and stay on as leader.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's deluded.
What-
No, 100%.
Yeah. He in his mind, he's the rightest boy that has ever existed in this country.
100%.
Everyone else is wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, but the reason I asked that directly is because the polls have swung in the last couple weeks pretty hard back to the Liberals. Obviously, in the wake of more Trump insanity and Carney's speech at Davos, Echoes, I think, had them, and Main Street had them up double digits. Poilievre is 20 points underwater in terms of favorability. Carney, 20 to 30 points above water. So even though the polls between the parties aren't that crazy apart, the polls between the leaders are we're talking tsunami level differences. So if you're Carney, do you call an election? Do you orchestrate an election?
I don't think so. I think, frankly, I'll give him a couple weeks before he gets a majority all on his own.
Yes,
Like,
I think
Poilievre says something stupid or comes up with a slogan like "Carney's a Carney," and then he makes, you know what I mean? And it's just the final straw for, I think, what, now that Christia's gone, like 2 more?
They just need one more.
Oh, one more? Okay. Just one more person goes, fuck this shit, and crosses. I don't think Carney's sweating it all.
no.
Not a little.
I should say they need one more once I don't know. I don't remember your point about Christian is a good one because I'm not sure
They
if
haven't
her seat's
replaced her
been
yet.
filled yet.
I don't think
so.
so.
You're right. Once that seat inevitably goes Liberal because it will, then it's one more. And I think Bill Blair isn't actually leaving until his seat is filled.
Right.
Who's, I guess, going to be by the deputy leader of the Ontario NDP, which was a curveball that was started today, that the deputy leader of the Ontario NDP is running for the Liberals for Bill Blair's seat. That's a change, but hey. But yeah, so, I mean, you're right. There is influx situations because of the resignations.
I feel like if I'm Carney and I go insane with stupid guy madness, that's when I smash that election button right now. But I have to catch the stupid guy madness to press that button at this point.
Yeah.
He is going to get a floor cross, or he's going to get cooperation from the 1.5 NDP. Still he doesn't need to. There's no reason. I think it's honestly might make his approval go down because people are going to be like, I have to go to the polls again? I already
That's
like
the
you.
thing.
That's the thing. And
Yeah.
he's a pragmatist and he's a finance guy. He's going to look at it and be like, in no way, shape, or form would Canadians support us spending hundreds of millions of dollars
Yes.
for another election. That would be insane.
And it worked in Ontario for Doug Ford because the opposition is non-existent.
Yeah.
And he could just kind of cruise into it. But with Poilievre actively trying to fight an election, it's exactly like you just said, Meg. It would just be like, how dare you spend this money? It's a waste of, time and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think especially being one seat short. It's like you
Yeah.
couldn't make one. Like it'd be one thing if you had a government of like threshold of like 1 or 2 votes, and it's like this is unworkable and whatever, and you could orchestrate your own defeat, so you could blame it on the other parties. But like when you have, even if you were to somehow orchestrate a confidence vote and fall intentionally, like it would be so obvious to anyone with a brain that you did that intentionally, so you could lose, so you could have an election because your polls were high. So I agree, it'd be insane. The one thing is, like. If he gets another floor crossing and it's 3 more years of a Liberal government, subject to, floor crossings the other way or people by elections, et cetera, that actually might be the best thing for Poilievre because he's clearly he gets to the next election. And so in 2-3 years from now, the situation with Trump might be totally different, aka the thing might have happened, and as the poll on our Patreon indicated in timing, and the focus might have swung back to cost of living, and also the Liberals will have been in power for 15 years at that point, and parties might be a lot ready for the voters might be ready for a new government, whereas now if Carney's able to orchestrate an election in say a year from now. And Poilievre loses that, I don't think he gets to hang on. So that if Carney gets another floor crossing, it actually might be a good thing for Poilievre. Because he gets that runway and he guarantees himself that, okay, we don't have an election for 3 years. There's no chance I'm not the leader in 3 years. Yeah. In 3 years, the situation will be totally different. Trump won't be bogging me down, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I think it actually might work for him. But that's a big if, and who the hell knows what's going to happen.
And unless Carney has managed to spectacularly lower food prices, rent, housing, everything, then you're right. Like 15 years of Liberal government and things are so much more expensive than they ever have been.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the good news is they're not trying to do any of those things. So Poilievre doesn't need to worry about the Liberals trying to lower any prices. Well, we're going to talk about that, but I want to quickly segue to the other biggest news story of the week, which is, of course, the latest release of the Epstein. Like this is like a mixtape dropping every few weeks. There was a new Epstein files drop. Thousands of pages were released incredibly begrudgingly by the Department of Justice, who are obviously trying to cover this thing up as much as they can. The whole reason they're saying they can't release all the files at once is because they're trying to protect the victims. So, of course, when they released it, they included the full names of 43 victims.
Good. Great. That's wonderful.
Hey, they have so many wealthy pedophiles to protect.
Yeah.
You expect them to also protect victims? Come on, there aren't enough hours in the day.
Yeah. They got like a team of 40 lawyers redacting the pedophiles and like one intern working 18 hours a day trying to get all the victims.
They accidentally gave them a highlighter.
Yeah. Miss Bondi, can I have another Sharpie? No. All right. Okay. But yes, so there was just a plethora of people named. We can't go through them all. We could spend 3 hours unpacking the insanity of every known individual that was dropped in the Epstein files. I do want to talk about a few of the highlights. So there's the story of Bill Gates getting an STD from Russian sex workers, and then instead of telling his wife, orchestrating a plan to slip the medication into her like morning latte or coffee or something. I forget what it was, or smoothie. Yeah.
Listener, you're not seeing all of our eyes go up, or our eyebrows go up out of our skulls as we hear that all for the first time, I think.
Yeah. Melinda Gates was asked about it directly this afternoon just before we recorded, and she was basically like, she obviously didn't know. She said, I don't know if the story's true or not. I just feel so terrible for the victims, and basically said, like, in certain terms, like, this kind of thing is why I had to leave my marriage, why I left the foundation we started together, which was like her life's work. Like, just horrific behavior.
I got to imagine that
true, allegedly,
like with the divorce, I'm sure she's NDA'd out the wazoo of what she can and can't say about Bill Gates. But even just to be like, fuck it, I am going to heavily imply that, that guy was friends with the turbo creep, and that is why we got divorced. That is a very good point. On the bad and good side, there was Noam Chomsky being everyone knew he had connections with Epstein, or people have been following the story. But the fact that he was so in sync with Epstein that he was giving him advice up to and including his arrest and trial. And was just fully like, here's how to handle the media, and it's like, what the like Noam Chomsky. Okay. On the other hand, another academic and prominent Israel critic, Norm Finkelstein, was approached by a third party about like having some kind of internet connection with Epstein or like some kind of recommendation, and he basically just responded like, I will strangle you both.
So, not everyone's a piece of shit. Got to give him some credit for that.
Good work, Finkelstein.
Yeah, and then the only other, I think, fun story about it all is it's so horrifying is just the fact that Elon Musk was like basically begging to get to come to the pedophile island, and all the other creepy pedophiles were like, no, he's too creepy.
And then, but then he turned it around and he claimed that he turned down so many invitations, like me being like, oh yeah, no, I didn't go with a guy to prom. So many people asked me.
You don't want to make anyone feel bad.
I didn't want to make anybody feel bad, and frankly, like none of them were good enough for me anyway. So I went by myself.
And then you see the actual turn down, and it's an email from Jeffrey Epstein being like, "There's lots of interesting people coming to my house because of the UN," and Musk being like, "Why would I want to hang out with a bunch of losers? I'm a cool rocket boy."
Yeah, he fully misses.
Completely misses the the subtext completely.
Yeah, Epstein has to say to him, "No, you tool. I am saying that there will be underage girls at my house.
Yes.
Come over."
Yes, we're doing sex crimes. That's the invitation. Is for sex crimes.
Yeah, I don't know if it was hubris, stupidity, or a combination of both that just made all these people's secret code for we're talking about pedophilia and sex crimes the dumbest thing I've ever. Like, some of them are just like, I've got some new toys, and no one will know what. Like, they're just using the most obvious terminology, and it's just like, just say you're doing pedophilia. Like, they might as well put pedophilia exclamation point in the subject line. Like, their absolute unwillingness to be even slightly subtle about this, thinking they would just get away with it forever, is
They might. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like we now have seen pictures, and I don't know. I find it really hard to like joke about it in any capacity, because especially these latest round of pictures, which involve like kids and stuff like that. I just can't. But yeah. Those pictures were out there, and still we're just kind of going like, oh, well, too bad they're going to get away with it. I think that a lot of them will.
Yeah, I think it's time for our semi-annual reminder that as much as this is a news story that is salacious and that we all talk about, it's like, this is crimes against the most vulnerable people and just unimaginably awful. And the thing that always gets me too is, whenever I go on Blue Sky, and I would see people over the last couple of weeks being like, they still haven't released the Epstein files. And I'm like, okay, do you care about justice for the thing that was done? Or do you just see this as the kill switch for Trump? Like the thing of these are going to come out, and then the Death Star blows up and it's all over and you can go back to not paying attention to this stuff. And I don't mean to turn my fire on people who are nominally on my side. I'm just saying that was a tone that started to really...
leftist thing of you to do.
Hey, well, I am, yeah.
No, it becomes part of the, everything is a politicization game.
Yes.
And it's like, if it's bad for Republicans, it's good, and yay. And on the Republican side, if it's bad for Democrats, it's good, and yay. And it's like, and that's how you dehumanize, the victims in this case. That's how this becomes a thing that people are not even seeing on a, and again, this is a thing where Democrats were participating in this. Republicans. This is a story about the rich and powerful having a secret pedophile cult, not about Republicans versus Democrats. Bill Clinton is all the way up in this, and every time I see Republicans being like, "Well, what you're gonna go after Trump? They're gonna arrest Clinton." I'm like, "Good, arrest him. If he did this shit, arrest him. Let him never see daylight again."
For all these people, frankly,
I don't give a shit if they voted blue. I don't give a shit if they voted red. Like, anyone who did this thing and is involved on a level of actually participating in the cult, and even the people who just sent cheeky emails or alluded to maybe kind of knowing what was going on, like this doctor who CBS just hired, who was like, "I never went to the island. I just sent a bunch of emails to Jeffrey Epstein joking about what happens at the island." And it's like, well, you're a piece of shit. You're okay. You never went to the island. You never fucking committed sexual assault. You still participated and joked about a sex trafficking ring. That's the craziest thing of it all, is people just being like, well, it's it was okay to joke about. No, it wasn't.
No, it never it never was, it never is, it never will be. But they just think they're above it all.
And none of those motherfuckers can type worth a damn.
Oh my God.
So bad.
I know.
What are you, Jeffrey Epstein, are you writing in freaking Aramaic? What are you trying to say, my man? It's only so blunt because you're like, okay, I can tell that this is the autocorrect for sex crime. It's so wrong. It's so incorrect. It's wild.
Well, it's also wild to me. The thing that really stuck out to me today, anyway, was all the stuff between him and Bannon. Where you started to see, and Meg, I'm sure you were very familiar with Gamergate when it was a big thing all those years ago, and how it really starts to feel like those guys were like, what if we invented this horrible harassment campaign against women to marshal the energy of young men online. What's his name? I wrote it down. The guy, Chris Poole, the guy who started 4chan, appears to have had like one conversation with Epstein and then started the page on 4chan that was notorious for organizing Gamergate.
Yep.
The evil that these guys are doing. And it might have just been Jeff Epstein like talking big talk about being more powerful than he was, but he clearly was like, what if we started a far-right revolution in all of Europe and North America to take down society?
Yeah. I mean, they're loud about it now. Like Peter Thiel is like, what did he say? Democracy and freedom are incompatible. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of the mask off moment for the billionaire class. They're not hiding it anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, there was even a thing. He said to Thiel, I wrote this down, Epstein writing to Thiel, Brexit, just the beginning, return to tribalism, counter to globalization. You and I both agreed interest rates are too high. Finding things on their way to collapse was much easier than finding the next bargain. He's literally like, what if we did collapse society like James Bond villains?
Oh my God.
And then bought it up
You
for
have
pennies.
that on one hand, and then you have the other hand, like Sam Altman being like, yeah, I think AI is going to be the death of the world. Like, oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. But the to come back to the I guess DOJ side of it all, there was a quote, an interview given by a DOJ official who was asked, why?
Oh, is this Todd Blanche?
Yeah. Why aren't they prosecuting people? And he basically said, well, it wasn't illegal to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Which, first of all, Jesus Christ, dude. And second of all, if you went to a party knowing that people were being trafficked, and even if you did not commit sexual assault at that party, you still participated in sex trafficking. It is not legal to go party with underage girls who are being held there against their will. You insane, evil person.
Yeah, so I guess they're just banking on, like, can you prove that they didn't know or knew?
Yeah.
Yes, and I understand that's hard to prove, but
Yeah, totally.
And it'd be one thing if their defense lawyer said that was
Sure.
like, oh, my guy didn't, my client's famous billionaire X, he just went to a party with some well-connected people, he didn't know. Okay, but when the Department of Justice, the people who are supposed to be prosecuting this and investigating it, are doing the eventual defense lawyer's job for them by being like, "Wow, what are you going to do? Not go to the Jeffrey Epstein party?" And by the way, I'm sure most people listening know this, but when almost all these emails were sent, when almost all these parties, these island invitations were sent, he was already a convicted sex offender.
Yeah.
He was, as he jokingly talked about with Steve Bannon, a tier 1 predator, and he was like. Not like accused or rumored about or whatever, convicted, sentenced, and now had been, paroled and was back in the world. All these people, from, Noam Chomsky and Bill Clinton and Trump and everyone else were doing business, were partying, were having a grand old time with a known sex criminal who was a registered sex offender.
Yeah, like somebody sent an email inviting, I can't remember who it was that said it, but somebody famous, and they were like, would you like to come to the island? And he's like, what? Like, come to Pedophile Island? Absolutely not. And this was in 2010.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, bear in mind, though, that guy, Todd Blanche, Deputy AG right now, he was also Trump's criminal defense attorney in the New York trial and lost. So he's clearly a bad criminal defense attorney. He's also the guy who met with Ghislaine Maxwell in secret and got her to the White Lotus prison.
Oh, it was him.
It was him, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's that same guy. And the best part of it was his quote. I'm not sure if you said this. It's not a crime to party with Mr. Epstein. What's he, your fucking supervisor? Why is he Mr. all of a sudden?
Sir.
If we look at all
Good
this,
Sir Epstein.
if we look at all this on the LMFAO scale, right? So first you have Party Rock Anthem.
To
right?
the window, to the wall.
Sure.
Like, that's the,
So Party Rock Anthem, right? And then they released soon after that, if you recall, Sorry for Party Rocking. And then they disappeared forever. So we're still in Party Rock Anthem. And in order to make these people go away, we have to make them sorry for party rocking. And I don't know how to do that. I thought the DOJ was going to make them sorry for party rocking. But if they're not going to make them sorry for party rocking, we have to figure out how to make them sorry for party rocking.
I need to know a little bit more about the actual song Sorry for Party Rocking. Is it a remix of the original Party Rock?
No.
It's a follow-up to Party Rock Anthem called Sorry for Party Rocking.
Is it an apology for how ubiquitous that song was?
It is literally like, sorry, I had too much fun
much
party
fun,
rocking. Yeah, and then they disappeared forever. They never came back. That was it. They apologized and left, and I respect that, honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No notes to that.
This is a tangent, but one of my favorite subgenres of music is when someone has a hit song and then does subsequent follow-up songs that are riffs on that previous song. Like The Twist. Chubby Checker, right?
Yeah.
It was like The Twist, and then it's Let's Twist Again. And then it's like, hey, where'd the twist go? And then, hey, the twist is back, guys. He has like a dozen of them over subsequent years.
Isn't that like Lou Bega had his album that had Mambo Number 5, and essentially all of the songs on that album are just Mambo Number 5, but with different lyrics. Like it's the same.
Just
tune.
different women names.
Like no, but just like the same tune shows up, I think 3 or 4 times.
That would check
with
out.
just different lyrics.
I mean, when it's already number 5, I guess you can kind of get away with 6 and 7. Sorry, Megan. Sorry.
I didn't say anything.
No, you looked at me though. Yeah, they're just the next 2 in the order. I wasn't alluding to it.
It's aging out. It's aging out. We're allowed to say it now. It's not cool anymore.
Yeah, my 3-year-old's into it, so you know it's over.
Oh, okay. I get now.
Yeah. So the last point on the Epstein thing is Trump's quote saying if he was in charge of the DOJ, which he obviously actually is, he would just move on, just be like, we got other things to do, which obviously the strategy of nothing to see here, everyone look away while fireworks go off in the background, Leslie Nielsen naked gun meme is not going to work. So is it just there's like, is what hasn't been revealed yet so horrible that they're just like this drip and drop, like little bit of information released at a time is all we can do because as long as we save the real horribleness to last, we can keep grifting for a few months longer. Like, why are they trying to just string this along as long as they can? I guess.
I read a conspiracy theory that was saying that like Putin had all of the information to the Epstein files, and he was essentially like blackmailing Trump into doing whatever he wanted by like revealing parts of the Epstein files at a time and saving the bad stuff for the last.
Oh. I mean, I like it. There was obviously that allegation this week that Epstein was a Russian asset.
Yeah.
That tied, of course, directly into the Bill Gates story.
Yeah.
There have been rumors for years that Epstein was tied in with the
Mossad, right?
With Mossad, with Israel, which also had some furtherance this week because he was advising the former PM of Israel on how to get a job with Peter Thiel at Palantir. So there's, he clearly this was a guy who was, he was a spider, right? He spun a web of evilness and he just drew shitty people into him. And some of them got stuck forever, like Trump or whatever. And then some of them kind of landed for a bit and then flew away. But he was just this ever increasing web of horrific shit happening. And obviously the pedophilia was horrific and was the centerpiece of it. But he was doing all these things that were just shitty all the time. And he was the connection point for all this crap that people use for shitty jobs to get for evil people and, bad financial deals and all this stuff. And this was just the most connected worst guy.
Well, joke's on him because he kept getting lectured to by Noam Chomsky about fucking hegemony or imperialism or whatever. So he played himself.
He did.
Yeah. Well, let's talk quickly about, we talked about before about the Liberals not exactly doing anything to help lower prices. They did something to help, I guess, deal with higher prices, which is they've announced they are increasing the GST credit to low-income consumers and offering a one-time payment to people under a certain income line in order to deal with the high cost of groceries. According to the parliamentary budget officer, this will cost about $3 billion this year and then several $1 billion over the next few years. Carney knows a lot more about economics than me. I don't think that'll surprise anyone listening. But on a fundamental level, if you do nothing about the supply side and all you do is increase demand, prices go up, no?
I wish I knew about economics.
Maybe.
I think this grocery rebate is marketing, basically. I don't necessarily see anyone who is going to receive this stimulus being like, I'm going to buy more groceries or I'm going to buy more expensive groceries.
Right.
I think it's just freeing up people's finances so that they can pay for things that are, consumer debt, or maybe you've been putting off a car repair. Maybe you're behind on your car note. Maybe this is an extra wiggle room for rent so you can give your kid a nice birthday party or something like that. I don't think anyone is going to take $500 and be like, yes, time to buy the fancy chicken at Loblaws. I don't necessarily see that happening.
The oldest cheddar.
I think it's marketed as a grocery, basically stopgap, because they're not planning on doing anything about grocery prices right now.
Right. Yeah.
but people aren't actually going to spend it on groceries. So I don't know.
So coming back to like how I'm saying like they don't do anything on supply side, the issue is
Luke's got a chart out right now, like a big whiteboard.
the issue is that the grocery companies now have no incentive to lower prices because now the people who are suffering the most under high grocery prices nominally have a little bit more purchasing power.
You might even say they have every incentive to raise prices.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, Galen Weston needs a 10th horse.
Hey, after he was named in the Epstein files, he's got to get away somehow.
Yeah.
Was he really named in the Epstein files?
Like briefly.
He didn't. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
unclear. and
A
it's-
lot of people were named.
They're
in the
getting them
files,
all.
so,
They're
like,
getting him.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
getting Bonhomme. They're getting freaking everyone in the Epstein files these days.
Yeah, it's like there was a thing on right wing Twitter today about how Mark Carney is named 69 times, and it's like because
Nice.
Jeffrey Epstein, something like that. Jeffrey Epstein sent like links to articles that mention Mark Carney about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
It's not like he
yeah.
was like going, but like he's named in the Epstein files. But it's like because he was the governor of the Bank of England, and Epstein was talking about him, so he got name dropped.
Yeah.
But at no point was he in communication with Jeffrey Epstein. Like that's a pretty fundamental difference. But yeah, like we talk a lot about the oligopolies running this country, but like grocery stores have to be up there with the Rogers and Bell and Telus in terms of just how much impact they have on our life. Like it's three companies, right? It's Sobeys, it's Metro, it's Loblaws. That own every grocery store, basically, bar a few like small independent ones. And they have, obviously, Loblaws famously colluded to raise the price of bread. And, we all got a $20 gift card out of that. That was nice. And then
Still didn't get my gift card.
you didn't just get it automatically.
No,
You did have to-
I applied for the thing.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, get on that. And the rumors for years have been that they're colluding together to raise prices so that no one is actually cheaper than the other. So it's like, every time like Food Basics raises their prices a little bit, Freshco raises their price, No Frills rate. Like they all have the exact same stores. They have their high end, their mid end, their low end versions. They all work in sync. And, whether it's official or unofficial, like they literally just know what the other guy's prices are and they set theirs accordingly. I don't know. I'm not trying to accuse anyone of anything illegal here. But it's so clearly a rigged game. And Carney and the Liberals have a choice between addressing the fact that it's a rigged game or giving everyone a couple $100 to go spend at the rigged game. Like a carnival where it's like, hey, we could make the ring toss more fair, or we could just give everyone another round at the ring toss.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, that money ended up in the carnival guy's pocket pretty quick.
I feel like we need to get the CEOs of these three big companies and like Christmas carol them,
With the chains. And
Yeah.
So three guys,
Yeah.
we need 9 ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Or just put them all in a room together and just do it all in
a
one.
little sleepover. That's
Yes.
so cute.
Yes.
They have a little expensive boy sleepover, and then a bunch of ghosts come, and then they're changed men in the morning. I think it's great.
We're all envisioning the Muppet Christmas Carol, right?
100%. That's
absolutely.
the only one.
That's the only one. Yeah, we all agree.
But like, okay, this is something that I was thinking about and don't know a lot about, and I'm just thinking, have people seriously made the push for nationalizing grocery stores?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure people, on the left have many times, but I don't think it's been a serious conversation in this country in recent years that I can recall.
Not that I can recall either.
Because
no.
I just feel like does that not seem, I'm not advocating for it, I don't know enough about it to advocate for it, but does that not seem kind of like the only option that the government would have in this scenario?
I mean, there's definitely possibilities there. I mean, that was one of Mamdani's big planks in New York was city-owned grocery stores. The other option would be, of course, like, you could really try and break up the oligopoly that's running the grocery store industry in this country and give more incentives to local grocery stores to allow them to thrive in a world where, Loblaws and everyone's able to completely steamroll them.
But if you look at the org chart, the federal government is under the oligopoly.
Yeah. It's like Galen Weston, Mark Carney.
Yeah, on down.
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, but I'm not opposed to it, and it's in a world where we're, everyone's like, people on the right would be like, no, we don't want government run. We want free enterprise and free market, and that's how you get the lowest prices. It's like, but we don't have free enterprise. We don't have a free market. We have three corporations gaming a system. And so unless you happen to be living near a farmer's market or somewhere or an actual farm where you can get, groceries and produce at a cheaper rate, for those of us who are, don't have that nearby, we're all just getting screwed in one way or another. And obviously it affects people who are low income the most because the highest percentage of their income goes towards basic necessities, including, of course, groceries. So that is, a huge thing that if I was running the NDP, I would make, the center point of my campaign, which we'll see if Avi Lewis
Do you want to run the NDP? They asked.
Oh, I'm busy that week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said no, I'm too busy. Yeah.
Oh, Meg, NDP leadership?
So tired, and I don't look good in orange. I'm sorry. Who
does?
Sorry.
Yeah, no one does.
No one looks good. What a rough color to pick up.
Megan's got to learn Korean. She doesn't have time
Look,
to.
I assumed we were going to cut that part out of the podcast, but that's fine.
Okay, you know, I will
We
run
can cut
the
this part out too.
I'll run the NDP if I get to change the color because I don't look good in orange either.
Yes.
Nobody
I-
does.
No.
Like a burnt, like a rusty orange.
Ooh,
maybe,
yes.
yeah.
A rusty orange or like, oh, no. I was going to say purple. No, that one's taken.
Yeah. Although, is it?
Whoops.
They're gone, basically. Just go take purple.
You could trick some people into voting NDP that way, probably.
That'd be a cool power move. Just take Bernier's color. Like, mine now.
Choose a shade of blue that's slightly darker.
Yeah.
We already have 2 blue parties, so you're going for a third?
Yes.
We got light blue and royal blue, and now there's navy blue.
They'll be teal.
Hey, an aqua. I'm on board with it. An aqua, yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
sea foam. It's nice. It's just nice.
All right. Well, before we move on to our big finale, a quick message to you, the listener. First of all, thanks for checking us out. If you haven't already, and why wouldn't you have had already? But if you haven't already, jump on your podcast app of choice, leave a review, leave 5 stars, tell us what you liked, compliment my Obama impression, whatever you want to do.
Don't do that.
I was really just going for the pauses, but it's fine. I wasn't trying to do the voice, I'll say. But yeah, so also tell a friend, share our video clips, spread the word because we want to help grow this podcast to be the biggest and best thing it can be. If you are inclined to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/thebeaverton. Not only will you keep the podcast going, keep the website alive with our wonderful writers, you will also get an extended cut version of this episode every week where we talk about a story or stories we didn't cover on the rest of the episode. This week we dove into David Eby calling Alberta separatists traitors and accusing them of committing treason. And things kind of went wild from there, as it often does on the Patreon exclusive portion. So check that out at patreon.com/thebeaverton. Ian, do you have any shout-outs this week?
I do, yeah. We got some nice comments on the Patreon or our socials. Robin Hoffman on the Patreon came to our Edmonton show. By the way, Edmonton, thank you for having us last week. It was amazing. We'd like to do it again at a time where we don't get trapped by a snowstorm that happened in Toronto. But yeah, Robin Hoffman said, that was so much fun. Thank you for agreeing to do the live show. I'm sorry it resulted in our province holding you hostage for some extra days. Again, not your province's fault. Yep. You guys were great. We also had a comment on YouTube. It's LH4495, which I assume is a droid from Star Wars, said, can I get the Beaverton delivered to my door? Which is a very exciting idea that I've not heard anyone bring up before.
If you promised to eat an apple out of Meg's
Yes.
hand.
I will go to your house and you can eat the apple out of my hands, but someone needs to supervise for my safety and yours,
Fair. I got you.
honestly. Yeah.
But yeah, let us know in the comments on our Patreon or anywhere else what you would like to see us do. Would you like a print edition of the Beaverton? Would you like us to come to a show in your town? Would you like to eat an apple out of Meg's hand?
Let's see a show of hands. Oh, everyone's hands up around the table. That's crazy.
They all got apples in them.
And just some real quick Patreon shout-outs. Some of our new supporters, William Morgan, Lynn Eakin, and someone just named Francis, which might be France multiple, I don't know. And then some of our OG Patreon supporters, Suzanne McIntosh, Jake Noble, and Aaron Sheedy. We love you all. You're great.
Thank you, Patreon supporters. Thank you, Ian. And now it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week, I ask our panel to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz, where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. Panel, our first question. Residents of Squamish, British Columbia, were overjoyed this week as a beloved item that had been missing since last fall was discovered in California and will soon be returned. What do you think it was?
Sasquatch.
Geese?
Just the hibernation?
Yeah. They were like, they forgot how it worked.
Yeah.
They were like, where'd they go?
They were so high. They were like, holy shit, they're coming back.
Oh my God.
So I actually know the answer to this.
Please.
So it was Bonhomme West,
I knew you weren't going to say the real answer.
which was, I don't know if you guys are aware of Bonhomme, but it's Bonhomme West is Bonhomme to the west, right? And he
Right,
went
yeah,
missing
yeah.
for, like, honestly, I don't even really want to say it. It's like disgusting reasons, but
Go on.
Did they have to do with the holes?
yeah. Well, you knew it was because you know Bonhomme very well, right?
Yeah.
So it's like his holes produce like various like I don't know, like slimes, I guess.
Jesus.
And so got a little too close to the mighty redwood forest. Wolf came out, grabbed Bonhomme for the slimes. It attracts wild animals. That particular slime of the 9 slimes, and I guess Bonhomme lived like the Into the Wild guy in the woods
He
for like a
famously
year,
did live.
year and a half. No, that's the difference. So he did
Okay,
live.
okay, great.
This time he did live.
Yeah, right.
And then they got Bonhomme West back. But
Oh, good. The wolves let him go?
The wolves ate their fill and there was too much slime. Luke, and why would you make me say that on the podcast? That's disgusting. That's awful.
Yeah, you're right. This is my fault. I did this. I took us down this path.
Foul. Anyway, he's back in his cage now, so please don't feed him. He's very sick.
So they have to keep Bonhomme West caged.
Yes, he's very dangerous.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he's very dangerous. But he got.
It's a Highlander situation. He has to
Yes.
kill Bonhomme and Mej, and then there can only be one
feel like
Bonhomme.
He was in
Correct.
California because Gavin Newsom kidnapped him because they seem like they would get along based on these personalities.
Gavin Newsom, famously the White Wolf of California, right? That's his nickname. So I only heard it through the Whisper Network. I don't know the full
Yeah.
details.
I'm sorry to reveal that's not the right answer.
What do you mean?
I'm so sorry.
I read the news.
Yeah.
That's not the right answer.
No, I mean, maybe it is. Sometimes, there's two news stories, and I read one, you read a
Sure.
different one.
I think
I read
we're
a different one.
different sources.
Didn't read the Slimes, Bonhomme,
Yeah, but-
Wolf Pack.
Ground News, if you want to sponsor us.
Grand News would be on my side. They'd
Yeah.
be like, that's the right one.
Does anyone know the other right answer?
No.
Big old rock. It was. It was. So Squamish is a big rock climbing town, and there was a beloved granite rock that climbers used named Portable. Its size and shape apparently made it the perfect stone for balancing and working on grips. It was missing until a social media popped up of the rock, Portable, wearing a toque with a beer in front of him in California. One climber who was visiting California picked it up and will be driving it home. Or possibly two rocks kind of looked alike.
How big is this rock that they can
Yeah.
pick it up and take it home?
It's portable. It's a smallish rock. I don't have
How
the
do you
exact
climb on a
dimensions.
little rock?
You practice on it. You work on your
rock
balance.
climbs. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I read a news story. Don't blame me for this one.
Do they name the rocks often?
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah.
What?
Well, like climbs all have names.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just a singular rock, and it's
Right.
not a climb. It's not like the portable climb.
Right.
It is a single rock that people in Squamish use to practice balance and work on grips.
Like, what kind of size are we talking about this rock? How big
Yeah.
am I picturing?
I mean, it can fit in the trunk of a car.
Okay.
Why would you? I'm sorry.
It was a rock the size of a large rock. What was that tweet? A boulder the size of a small boulder? Whatever. It was a rock.
boulder the size of a small boulder. Yeah.
It was a rock. It's not a boulder. It was a rock.
I'm sorry. That's Bonhomme West was a much better story than whatever the
I'm
hell.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm very
I don't
let
get
down.
to make up the fun news. I just have to find it through hours of painstaking research, by which I mean a quick glance over to not the Beaverton Reddit page.
Now, Portable does ooze slime as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you have to practice your grip. What if you're climbing a slime rock?
Absolutely.
And that's
What
what
if you're
makes it-
climbing Bonhomme West?
What if you're climbing Bonhomme West, which you have to do once a year to appease him? Then
Meg,
what?
I don't want to spoil future installments of this.
Yeah.
How many Bonhommes are there across the country?
How many Infinity Stones are there in Thanos' mighty gauntlet?
Good to know. Excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's about that number, and they all have a different realm. And this is Bonhomme West is slime Bonhomme, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay. Anyway.
So no points on that one.
There should be.
Points in our heart, always, but no points on the board. Our next question. Trump has predicted a lot of problems if Canada goes ahead with a deal with China. What odd athletic consequence did he say China would force upon Canada?
Jock straps.
Sure. We don't have them currently. All of us are just freeballing it.
Just freewheeling it, yeah.
I was just going to say, like, they would force all Canadian babies to become elite gymnasts.
Ooh, I mean, that doesn't sound too bad to me.
No?
I thought we would say we would get too sexy and strong from drinking jujube tea, which is very popular on TikTok right now. So that one's for the young people. I know. I see them too.
Bonhomme de Neige was for the 30-plus crowd. Sorry, Bonhomme de West was for the 30-plus crowd. Bonhomme de Slime? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
But I'm just slime.
Yeah, all right. No, none of those were accurate. Does anyone know the real answer?
I do.
Go for it.
Do you?
No, not at all.
Okay. Isn't it like they would get rid of hockey?
They would get rid of hockey. That is Trump's claim.
Yeah.
No statement on how that would happen or what the development would be where we do a trade deal with China and then a week later they're like, no more hockey. But, I would love to see what an underground illegal ice hockey game looks like.
that'd
Just
be
like
so
sneaking up to the
dope.
arena, knocking 3 times and giving the password, which is rock'em sock'em, and then they let you in.
Oh my God. No, the West Edmonton Mall becomes like the place of the resistance.
If there was one thing that would get Canadians to be like, actually, like, we will fight for our freedoms, it's like, you can take away our lives, but you will never take away our right to strap blades on our feet and skate around a rink.
To pay too much to watch the Leafs.
Do sweet tangles, bud. All right. Point to Claire on that one. Our next question. A hospital in France had to be evacuated after a patient turned up with a rather unique problem, which would be familiar to fans of history or Grey's Anatomy. What do you think it was?
It's got to be bomb in the butt.
Bomb in the butt.
It's
It
bomb
is,
up
yeah.
the butt. That's
Unexploded
what it
bomb.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all knew that one. Eh? Yeah, he had a
Points for us all.
Yes, no points to Claire because you said it first. He had a First World War artillery shell lodged in his body, specifically his rectum. Yes, unlike in the Grey's Anatomy episode where the coach from Friday Night Lights gets blown up, in this case the man inserted the bomb willingly. He was getting off on it because how do you come without the chance of getting blown up like a soldier in the Somme? It is unknown how the man acquired the shell. What is known is that the man's parents won't be mentioning this in their Christmas card this year. But yeah, the bomb did not go off. They were able to determine it was, even though it was not, it had all the elements that would cause it to explode, it was not an active, they were able to determine it was not an active shell after evacuating the hospital. And I'm sure embarrassing this guy so goddamn much.
I mean, I'm sorry. Have you seen what those bombs look like? World War I, guys. It's over 100 years old
Yeah,
at this
I
point.
didn't want to research the question we're all wondering, which is how big was this thing that he shoved up his ass?
It's
But-
sizable and also crusty. Like, they don't come clean. You don't find a clean unexploded.
I don't know why.
You dug this up in Dieppe or something like that?
That is how, like, yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, no.
Oh, France and Belgium are littered with shells still from the First World War. They are, like, obviously they're not sitting on, like, main streets or whatever.
Right.
But if you go into, like, rural areas or you just happen to be in an area where no one cleaned up, you can still find shells all over France and Belgium from the First World War.
And then put them up your butt.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you're this young man, I'm assuming young man, I don't know, might have been an old guy. But yeah, I don't know why, but I choose to believe he cleaned it. Don't know why.
That's very generous of you.
Yeah, it might be. It really might be.
Could have used some of that Bonhomme slime. Jeez.
Damn. The Bonhomme slime would help. It has a numbing quality. Why are you guys laughing? That's not a joke. That's real. I don't get it.
No, I mean, you know. Why would we laugh at the Bonhomme slime has a numbing quality?
It does. It's an anesthetic. And the animals love it.
I don't think you would want a numbing, if you're doing this for sexual pleasure, I don't think you want a numbing quality. is the
Did you
only
see
thing.
how big that crusty, nasty... come on. There's a balance. There's a balance. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, there's
a balance.
I don't deny there's a balance
There's a
with shoving
balance.
things up your butt. There's a very precarious balance when it comes to shoving things up your butt.
Quote from
balance.
Luke Gordon-Field.
It is very easy to swing one way or the other.
If you take one thing away from this week's podcast, listeners, it is this safety lesson. Also, something just fell off the wall.
we fully just damaged something in the studio. Okay.
Some
Everything
very,
seems to be working still.
very sex positive ghost was like, you guys stop shaming this poor man.
Could he not have found something of equal size that wasn't an unexploded shell?
Almost
Where's the
certainly.
fun and excitement in that?
Fair enough. That's what we, I guess, that is probably part of the show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, let's move on to our last question. Claire's got it in the bag, but we'll ask the last question anyways. An Olympic figure skater. Sorry, this is complete the headline. I'm going to read a headline, spit in some words. You fill it in. Olympic figure skater banned from choreographing his routine to blank music.
I know this one too. I know it. I do know it. I know this one for real. I'll go last. I know this one for real. I'll go last.
Is it cheesy
no
80s
way.
porno music?
Ooh, I think the Olympics would be just fine with that.
Right?
Yeah. Triple axel.
Is it kneecap? They're back! Aye, chitay.
Stop trying to get us in a feud with Kneecap. We won't win.
We all get to pick one country to start beef with. Mine is Alberta.
Kneecaps a band. Oh,
There'll be a country any minute.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be Ireland? They're so nice that they've been on the right side of history almost every time, save for one very famous time. From about 39 to 45, they were wrong, but every other time.
Well, there'll be none of that at the Olympics. Aye, chitay.
Okay. For real though.
Oh, God damn it. I know.
No, I know the answer, and you're gonna be. It's Minions music.
Oh, shit, it is. Yeah.
I do know the answer.
Okay, but the face you make when you really know the answer, the face you make when you're going to do a fucking 8-minute Bonhomme de Slime riff
It was not
are the
8
same
minutes,
face.
It was like 6.5 at most. First
Yeah,
of all,
fine.
You get a twinkle in your eye. That's very alarming.
It's delightful.
It is Minions music. You're correct.
Minions music.
He has, throughout the 25-26 figure skating season, the 26-year-old has performed to songs from the Minions animated film series while wearing a yellow t-shirt and blue overalls, similar to the characters' outfits. But Universal Pictures has not given him permission to use the music in the Olympics. Instead, he'll just be skating to the sounds of the Minions talking.
Banana. I love that.
Yes. So I can reveal at the end of our approximately 10-minute long quiz our winner, despite that excellent answer at the end, Clare Blackwood. As always, you've won absolutely nothing save for the right of first plug.
Huzzah! Find me on YouTube. I do lots of comedy videos and play Danielle Smith a bunch. It's Clare Blackwood, and I have a Patreon called The Very Unfunny Leftist if you would like to support me in my comedy, which I would love you for.
Yes, and if you join our Patreon, I just want to mention Claire did play Danielle Smith at our live show in Edmonton, and the crowd was so wonderfully hostile to you, and you were so wonderfully hostile back to them.
Beautiful. Our producer likened it to like an 80s wrestling villain.
Yeah.
And I love that.
You went full heel for sure. Yeah. Hardcore.
Called out David Eby, too. It was great.
Yeah, I threatened to kill a man. Like, it was great.
Damn.
Megan MacKay.
Are you mad at me?
I can never.
Okay. All right. Now that I know you're not mad at me, I'm on Blue Sky at MMMEGAN. I'm Skeetin' brother. I gotta say it every week. I'm Skeetin' brother.
Thank you for keeping the wrestling trend going with that
no
Hogan
problem.
impression. Ian, anything you want the people to know about?
Just a couple of Beaverton articles I really liked this week. Shout out to local Blu-ray player, used to be PlayStation 3. Written by Evan Klim, that was really funny. And then an article that did really, really well. Man who wouldn't wear mask to protect people, fine wearing mask to shoot them, which Alex Markman wrote that made me laugh a bunch.
Dan Markman, get it, girl.
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. And if you want all of our great headlines and podcasts delivered right to your inbox every Sunday, you can subscribe to the Beaver newsletter, beaverton.com/newsletter. Otherwise, have a wonderful week. Talk to you next time.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.